Gotta get over my heart attack. But what I was saying was this: that this is the second part of it, and then like it's just a waste of time because today I sat in that office. She called me in the middle of us preparing to gather some information for an exam. I sat in that office for 20 minutes. What felt like 20 minutes, I'm sure it wasn't, but it felt like 20 minutes while she walked somebody through the process of how to find a link for a job. You know what I'm saying? And so I saw that she was busy. Then, after that, then she goes to, give me this information and give me these names. You're giving me these names of these people, but there's no way that I can retain this information. I don't have a pen or paper. And if I went and asked for one, it would prolong the process even more because then you would be asking me about a pen and paper, so it doesn't, it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So none of that just makes sense at all. And then on top of that, like I said, the bottom line is that you should never have someone complete information and then ask you to put in your password, because as an employee you're going to feel obligated to put in the password or whatever because they're asking you to, and you don't know what reason you have, and you're not supposed to question that, and then as an employer you shouldn't ask them to do that. The same thing, you ask people to sign documents before they even have a chance to read it. They're not given the opportunity to read it. You're told to sign it, pass it back forward, and then we'll go from there. But you have no idea what has been signed. You don't know what the rules are. But in the meantime, you do work there, and those papers are legally binding, and you're under those rules. But you don't know what the rules are because you didn't have a chance to read it, but you signed it. So what do you do? What do you do? You know what I'm saying? It's just, it puts you in a tough situation. So I'm going to address that. But like I said, those 3 or 4 sentences that I said earlier, I'm going to type them up and send them, and that's it. Still thankful because I'm thankful for the opportunity to go to a gym with such great people. I'm going to tell you this. There's a guy that's there, and I hate to say this because, y'all know I'm single for life. Single and celibate for life is God's doing. And I'm okay with that. God is not going to let, and I'm all right with that. I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. I'm glad that God is maintaining my innocence or whatever, chastity, whatever you want to call it. And, in my older years, and I'm glad. But I do get all jittery inside, like if somebody gives me a nice compliment. I'm just going to admit that. Because I'm not used to people paying attention to me in a positive way. Now, I don't know. But why shouldn't I be? I have a good work ethic as far as maintaining myself and all of that, So, but somebody paid me a compliment today, and it made me feel so good. Was at the gym, and probably the same guy from yesterday. I didn't see him because I was sprawled out on the floor, exercising or recovering from exercising. He was like, "Yeah, you go, girl, such and such and such." And then today, and I didn't see him. All I knew was a white guy, and probably like where I work at, everybody tries to be nice to each other. So he's just trying to be nice and cordial, just by being friendly and speaking. That's all he was doing. And I thought to myself sarcastically, I should have been like, yeah, like totally, dude. But I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then today there was some Asian girl in there, and I'm half, as y'all know, but it's just, when I get around real Asian people that are so graceful and so together, I'm just such an embarrassment. And I'm glad, just like everybody else that has left me in my life, exes, they dodged the bullet, I'm glad my exes left me because, look at where I am in life. God has something else in store for me. And then my mom, too, because I don't have the grace and the beauty that someone that came from her loins should have. So, I don't even fault none of that. But yeah, she was doing all these contortions, and I asked her if I could work out with her. And I'm always so awkward around real Asian people because one, it's like I see my mom and I miss that, and I'm like, oh, that's part of me, but on the same note, I'm so different. I'm so fat and so awkward, and around them, just so genuinely black. You know what I'm saying? But around black people, I feel like they're so different from me. So it's really weird. But definitely the real Asian people, absolutely. And my mom looks at me the same way. I'm sure that Asian girl was looking at me like, ugh, you're so disgusting. But I am kind of disgusting, I guess. So I don't know. But she let me work in with her, so I learned some. And to me, they look like Asian moves, but I learned some really good moves. But they were probably just yoga and Pilates, and the way she moved, I could see how like karate and all that other kind of other stuff, how you could just really kick someone's behind out of the blue and they not even know it's coming, because all I saw was her. She went from sitting cross-legged to hopping up on her feet to jumping back down. So it's like, I mean, she went from being cross-legged to be fully up in a split second, and you could really just hurt somebody so bad that fast. And I was just like, oh my gosh, nobody better mess with her. And then she went from into a headstand from doing like the downward dog. She got on her head and just rolled her legs up into the air like it was nothing. And I'm thinking to myself, wow. And when she was doing it, I just kind of did what I could, So, me being awkward, that's the other thing. Then the last thing, one of my coworkers, when I see good relationships, it makes me feel good. Like hear about one of my coworkers, this job is really, you can tell God made this job especially for him. All these weird coincidences, like exact coincidences, happen that relate to him directly regarding this job. And like somebody mentioned something about, just in conversation about gallbladders or something, he had that situation as well. He's fired from another job that was right across literally in the same building as that job. And it's just too, I'm gonna say God is real. It's just too many coincidences, and that was one I didn't even notice. He got hired by the same company, and he was fired for. God is real. That job is meant for him. He's gonna have a high position in that job. I see it already. I see it. He's gonna have a very high position. Just too many coincidences. That was the first one. The first one was a job right across from hall from the old job. The second coincidence was the thing where he got fired because of this condition he had. And they talked about that condition in class, and somebody said that about him, and he was like, well, yeah, actually, I just got out of the hospital. He said he just got out of the hospital for that. And then the third thing was, this girl kept calling him Tony, and that's not his name, but his father's name was Tony. And then the fourth thing, oh, this is just creeping me out now. The fourth thing, this is actually third and fourth that kind of switched up. But the other thing was that he was looking for a destination from Denver to like Florida. And that was exactly what the lady told him to do it. He was doing it at the exact time that she was saying to do it. So it's just too many coincidences. And then people that know his girlfriend, his wife, whatever. But anyways, this guy, he's gonna be something there. He really is. And his honesty, all of that, he's gonna be something there. It's meant. You can't deny it. Anybody looking can see. I don't think you have to really be a spiritual person to see it. But it was meant to be. And I'm getting chills. I can't wait to get in, like supernatural chills. But anyhow, what's next? And what endears me to this person, and I started vlogging about this yesterday. What endears me to this person is that, the way he talks about his wife, like just so much chivalry and kindness. I'm like, just and respect for her privacy, I just think it's wonderful, and the trainer, I think, said something about his girlfriend, and he was like, he corrected her and was like, my wife. Wow. Love it. And how I don't want to tell everything, but because again, you take away the magic of it if you speak on it too much, so I don't want to speak on it. But yeah, God bless me with being able to see that. What else? It feels really weird out here. Let me take my earphones out so I can kind of catch the vibe. Yeah, it does feel creepy out here. I thought I was just tripping. It feels, and I walk down here all the time, but I have chills. And it's weird because it's like you can hear the crickets or whatever. But maybe because I haven't walked past here this late before. I just get this real weird vibe. Lord help me. Please don't let nothing crazy happen. Um, yeah, I'm not feeling this vibe that I have right now. But yeah, I felt like I had to take my earphones out because it felt creepy, and I wanted to feel like if it was really feeling like that out here, it wasn't just because I had the earphones in. Um, so what else? So yeah, and then another coworker of mine, I think, is trying to help me out because he could see where I'm putting place on the outskirts. So I already saw that's why they tried me, and I think I know now why they make the training 3 days. It's not really training; it's observation to see if you're gonna make it through or not. You know, that's all it is. Um, so yep, that's it. And I'm home a couple of hours later because I was stopped to get my paycheck, which wasn't there. And I went, and the vibe felt good. I kind of chit chatted with everyone that was there. Came to pick up a check. Didn't have a check for me, so I guess I had to wait till Monday. He told me to call him, and I was like, do I have to call you? I don't know if he took that as an offense. It wasn't an offense, but you know, or because I don't know. I don't know. I know he was a good boss, and I still look at him as a boss. Good person. And I actually had a good time. I stopped to pick up my check. It wasn't. I still had a good time. I hadn't eaten all day, so they had pizza. So I kind of grabbed me a few slices of pizza and kind of chilled and hung out for a little bit. Um, I should have just asked him for. I should have just asked him for cash. I guess I don't know, but alright, just making sure everything okay. But yeah, so I'm almost back and I'm hungry. I don't know what I'm gonna have to eat. Yeah, so I'm gonna go because I'm here now.